So, Ethan, it's not even been a month. It's been under a month.
Yeah.
You've already closed a client. I'd like to be clear. You are not my mastermind. You have not paid me $1. I literally just found you right as the 10-hour course came out. You started doing like day 1, day 2, day 3, and I would always get notified.
The main one that really took us to the next level was the 10-hour free course. We have 3 clients on that $2,500, so $7,500 so far.
So you spent $2,000 on ads and made $5,000 back.
We have an 8-month plan to hit 50K. It's literally called Genesis 50K month 2026 game plan. As weird as it sounds, like try to fail as fast as possible.
All right, so Ethan, we're here. Obviously, you've already closed, 3 clients already? And you've made how much total with your AI agency so far?
$7,500 so far.
$7,500 so far. And funny enough, the reason I'm doing obviously an interview with you on this channel is because you went through my 10-hour course and you've already signed a client for your agency with everything in there, which obviously is super cool. It's unique because it's been we're recording this February 9th. Like it's not even been a month. It's been under a month.
Yeah.
And you've already closed a client for your AI agency. So maybe do you want to give a quick introduction to the people who are watching on yourself and kind of how you got into the space and just kind of, I guess, the background on you so people can get a gist, and we'll kind of go into the details of your agency and, what you've done and all that.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure. So my name's Ethan. Essentially, the way I got into this is because I tried basically every money-making model on the internet. I've tried drop shipping. I've tried trading. I tried having my own agency for actually email marketing. And nothing was really working. I was failing. I was wasting a lot of money. So it wasn't until about 6 months ago I came across you on YouTube. And really, I knew at the time I wanted to take advantage of the AI space. I heard everything about AI and how this is like the biggest opportunity we're going to get for a long time. So I knew I wanted to get into it, but I wasn't really sure what that looked like. Because there's definitely a lot of these fake gurus out there that are telling you can make $1 million overnight. They're building these AI infrastructures, but like, what does that even mean? So it wasn't until I saw your videos on YouTube where you actually like broke it down and explained like, this is an AI agency model. This is how you can actually make money from AI arbitrage. And you really go through A through Z. And like I said earlier with you, like I haven't really ever seen anyone in the space that's actually giving away, so much free value. So when I actually started watching your videos, everything started to actually click and make sense to me. And ever since, I've watched probably every single one of your videos, but the main one that really, took us to the next level was the 10-hour free course. So once you put that out and explained everything from what an AI agency is, how to set one up, client fulfillment, client acquisition, everything, that really, changed the trajectory of mine, because really there's probably no one out there showing exactly how everything works like you do. So I'm just extremely grateful for that. Yeah.
No, I appreciate it. And you put in a lot of work. So for context, for people that are watching, the way I found you was you started documenting, I think, was it like right as the 10-hour course came out, you started doing like day 1, day 2, day 3, just like update posts on LinkedIn. And I would always get notified because I think you would tag me in them, or I saw them somehow, and I never opened up LinkedIn. And I started to see on my feed, I'm like, who's this Ethan dude you're documenting? And like, I started to see you were progressing super fast, and I reached out, and I was like, dude, like, let's jump on a call and feel free to help, in whatever way possible, because I occasionally do that. And you already closed a client from that video, which is crazy. Now, of course, you've had months already kind of before in the game of learning it a little bit. I think you started with my 5-hour course that came out, of course, last year, and then, of course, used the updated info in the 10-hour course. But maybe give some context on your agency, what you do, who you help, and like your pricing so far, and maybe some details about the clients that you've closed.
Yeah, absolutely. So essentially, we're an AI appointment setting agency. Our niche right now is within the home servicing industry, so roofers, solar as well. But essentially, like, our offer is we're going to guarantee you, 10 to 15, 20 clients every month, or we work for free until we do.
Yep.
So we use AI to book the appointments and nurture those leads up until the appointment. So really all the clients have to do is show up and close. All these concepts we've gotten is from you and from your videos. So from the 5 hour course, yeah, we had some operations set up for that, but really it wasn't until the 10 hour course that we actually dialed in that ICP and actually decided to, focus really on roofers, solar in general. And then basically use your client acquisition guide, ran some ads, and landed our client. But yeah, so really simple model, just the AI arbitrage model that we got from you, but ultimately just booking our clients more jobs with AI.
I see. So mainly you said, is it like home service, solar? Is there like a specific one? I know you've been a little bit more sky. I know you've defined more recently. Your most recent client was a solar client, right?
Yeah, solar client seems to be easier for us. A lot of the solar companies and reps that we're targeting are relying on door knocking and not digital marketing. So we're seeing a gap, an opportunity gap there where we can actually present to them this digital door knocking system where they can now get into
Hell
digital
yeah. Yeah.
marketing rather than knocking doors in the streets. Yeah.
That's a good angle. Yeah. I mean, digital door knocking, and it can do thousands of doors a day without them ever
Yep,
having to leave their
exactly.
house. That's kind of the appealing part. So your service is, so you've defined more in the solar industry. It's mainly, seems like the clients you work with now. You've closed 3 clients, and your service is, I assume, kind of the general main service, which is ads to bring in the leads. And then you've got the AI caller set up through probably, I think we spoke earlier, retail, to book those clients into, or those leads into appointments for your client, correct?
Correct. So yeah, from the start to land a client, we run Meta and Instagram ads, and then client fulfillment side of things, we have our AI caller that not only nurtures those leads to get onto the appointment, but also books the appointment. So inbound and outbound, that was totally set up through the snapshot that you have off your 10 hour free course.
Yeah. And that was using the app that my team developer developed, and a lot of probably just the resources and prompting and stuff. And you've already, or you said are you launching that client soon? Because you just closed them, right? So maybe give some details on these clients you've closed so far and like the payments. So
Yep.
let's start with, I know you just closed a client literally right after this 10-hour course came out and you're using all that info. Let's start with the initial 2 clients who closed. So each, you want to talk about the amount each one paid, and kind of like, I guess, I know you did paid ads to get them. So maybe just talk about how you got the client, how much they paid, etc.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like you said, we use paid ads to get them. The way we presented the packages is more so we like to call it packs. So we didn't offer them the classic pay per appointment model or retainer model, or even implementation. Like essentially, we said, here, look, we're going to guarantee you 20 appointments. This is how much 20 qualified appointments are. So however long it takes us to get to that point is what it is. And then once those 20 appointments are fulfilled for you, then you can buy another package from us. But we did $2,500 for those 20 qualified sit down appointments. But we also, offer up to 5,000 or 7,500 for say 30 to 50 qualified appointments. But again, rather than retainer or pay per appointment, it's really you're paying for the qualified sit down appointments as a whole. And then once you're done, you can order another pack. So the clients could, if say we get them those 10 qualified appointments within 2 weeks, then we can turn around and sell them another package to get another 20, rather than have it be a month-long model based. But so far, we have 3 clients on that $2,500, so $7,500 so far.
Gotcha. Okay, so you've closed $7,500 worth of deals, $2,500 across all 3 clients, and you got the first 2 through paid ads. So you just followed kind of probably what I just talked about when it comes to running paid ads for your business. How much did you spend total to get those clients?
2,000.
Okay, so you spent $2,000 on ads, you made $5,000 back, and then the third client that you most recently closed was word of mouth, yeah?
Yep, all word of mouth. So essentially, like I've known him in the past, and he's tried a lot of marketing, but nothing similar to this AI appointment setting system that, you know, that your 10-hour free course was about. So I presented that
Yeah.
to him, and that's how I closed him.
Gotcha. So $7,500 worth of deals. You spent technically 2,000 on ads. So really, really good there. Do you want to talk about maybe, so you said your offer is, of course, you do the regular sort of, you do paid ads for the business, so you do their marketing, which is pretty easy to be fair. Then the retail AI caller setup, so that calls these leads, book into an appointment. What was the exact offer angle you were using? So, you know, say to solar companies, what do you tell them? Like, you get them what in X amount of days? You want to kind of go into how you thought about that offer and what it is?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way I always frame it is we're an AI appointment setting system. We can guarantee you 10 qualified sit down appointments, and you only pay once we deliver that. So essentially, we work for free until we hit those 10 qualified appointments for you. And I always say, like, everyone can generate you leads, but it's so difficult for people to actually get you on sit down qualified appointments. So we bridge that gap and rely on AI to do that, because you can't just be a marketing agency nowadays. Everyone can generate leads, but actually getting them from point A to point B to actually sit down on that appointment is what people need. And that is where our offer lies in, because we use AI, how you teach it in your 10-hour free course, to actually get them on those appointments. So we immediately email, call, and text these leads as soon as they come in. We nurture those leads with AI, with our GoHighLevel workflows, and we use retail to actually call them and get them onto these appointments and remind them about the appointments, all that kind of good stuff.
Good. So okay, so if you're collecting 2,500 up front, then is the rest of the money you make within, you know, the time span of you working with the client, is that through every appointment you generate them, you're paid a certain amount? Or how, like, where does the 2,500 upfront cost that you charge, is that just the upfront cost to work with you?
So that's a great question. That's just the upfront cost. They still do cover ad spend. We tell them really you need to spend $20 to $50 a day, but honestly, $50 a day is what's going to get you, you know, these 20 qualified appointments as fast as possible. So
Yep.
that is the upfront cost, but that's kind of just how we price in, you know, like $75 per appointment or whatever, you know. So
Cool.
they do pay that upfront though.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, makes complete sense. You want to talk about maybe, so I know this is pivoting a tiny bit, but you got into the space initially and you tried like a bunch of other different business models and stuff like that. Maybe talk about like your background and stuff for people to understand a little bit. Because I know everyone starts like, I built a drop shipping store at one point, you know, everyone kind of
Yep.
goes through what they got to do to get, you know, to what works, or what works for them rather. So what was it for you? What was the journey like? I'm curious.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will just say, like, if you're a kid watching this right now, like, the biggest thing I've learned is you need a mentor. Like, there's one thing to watch a bunch of videos from a bunch of different people that are trying to sell you, you know, something, the dream, but in reality, like, if you want a mentor and trying to get in the AI space, like, it's got to be Carson, because there's really no one out there putting out free value like you. So if you're watching this, I would start with first going to that 10-hour free course, watching everything from A to Z, because you really put it out for them, how it's supposed to, and you're extremely transparent, which I'm extremely grateful for. But yeah,
I appreciate that. And just for context for the viewers to know, Ethan has not paid me $1. Like Ethan's just watched all my free stuff. You've gone through it. I hit you up because I wanted to help you out a little bit because I saw you were grinding, and that's, of course, you've just gone through free stuff. But I do appreciate that. So okay, so you've gone through that, of course. So what did you start with? You started with what?
Yeah.
Drop shipping, something?
So I started with trading first. I started trading in the markets, whatever it was, Forex, crypto, traditional markets. Like, I just started trading. From there on, I was always curious into making money on the internet. So then, of course, around 2018, 2019, I tried drop shipping, probably just like everyone else watching this. That didn't work. Tried a bunch of different drop shipping stores. That didn't work. And then I got into cold email marketing. And that was the first model that was similar to the agency model that I'm doing right now. But we were quick to fail on that one just because we had no understanding of operations and really no mentor. Like we had no
Hmm.
one telling us what we should do, what we shouldn't do, and the reality of it. I think a
Hmm.
lot of people think you're going to get rich overnight, but that's clearly not
It's a
true
long
at all.
game. It's a
Yeah.
long game. It's taken me years. How long have you total? So I know you said you've been technically in the agency game. You've been watching my stuff for what, 5 or 6 months? You said, right?
Yeah, about 6 months.
Okay. How long have you been in the whole, just say, when you started trading, like the online business world?
Oh man, it's been like 4 years now. Yeah.
4 years. Okay. And then when did you start to really get consistent?
Yeah, that was about 4.5 years ago. And I made money here and there, made some money drop shipping, but this is the first model that I can see is sustainable, um, and will actually make me money in the long run. And I can scale it properly.
100%. And then I think the other thing I was saying too is like, did you start becoming really consistent with online business, you would say, in like the past 5 to 6 months? Is that when you like really started to lock in?
Correct. Yeah, so it wasn't up until the past 5 or 6 months that it actually started becoming consistent.
Ah, I see. Okay, makes sense. Well, maybe talk. Let's kind of pivot gears a little bit. People know where you started. You kind of you went through the whole get rich quick stuff, which I think everyone's gone through. I went through it. Like I was saying, like I had a Shopify store at one point. Like,
Yeah.
I tried everything. I was streaming on Twitch with
Yeah.
making money playing Fortnite when I was 12. It really goes back a long time when you really look at how long people have been in the game and how long it
Hmm.
takes for them to really see some sort of success. So since you've started to see some more success in the agency, you've been scaling a little bit. Let's talk about, like, I guess, Ethan, point blank, what is your goal in the next, like, say 6 months? Do you have a revenue target you want to hit, or just say this year, for example, 2026?
I mean, the 50K, the 100K always sounds nice in my head, but to be honest, like what I want is a team. So I want to scale to where I can actually offload some of these bottlenecks to a team and get a CSM, get maybe even a COO or CEO to step in, a
Yeah.
CTO to step in, because right now it's just so much for me and my partner. I'd love to actually scale to where, if we can hit 20, 30 clients, 40 clients, we have the proper systems and team in place to take care of that. So that's what I want is, a proper team I can rely on.
Proper team you can rely on. So, I mean, if that's the goal, obviously revenue targets have to be hit. Do you have like is there a 15, 20, 30K a month goal mark in your head you want to hit in the next 6 months? Is like, what's the
Yeah.
North Star?
Yeah, so actually, I'm looking at my wall right now with my whiteboard. We have an 8 month plan to hit 50K. So it's
Okay.
literally called Genesis 50K month 2026 game plan. um,
Heck yeah.
yeah, and I can share that too with you after. But essentially, it's
Yeah,
just
sure.
closing one to two, two to three, and just scaling and how much ad spend that looks like every month. The rules we have set for ourselves every month, and just reinvesting, 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 so we can hit that metric.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So 50K a month you want to be hitting the next 8 months. So it's October or so this
Yep.
year, October. Okay.
Yep.
And let's talk about how you plan on doing that. So of course you've already closed some clients. You've already kind of gotten a bit of the I guess you could say the gist of what it's like to close clients and fulfillment, because I know you've been doing all the retail AI caller fulfillment with what's in that 10-hour course, because it's kind of specific. It's a little bit in depth. But now going forward, are you planning on bumping up paid ads a bit? Like, maybe let's talk about the plan a little bit you've got going for the next few months.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a few things there. One is obviously just reinvesting heavily. Like everything we make, we're reinvesting into paid ads. So say
Sure.
we make, say 5,000 is that we make next month from two clients, $2,500 each. Those margins like go right back into paid ads to acquire more clients. So reinvesting into the client acquisition funnel. Another one that you talk about too in your 10-hour free course is actually getting the clients results, which I know is blatantly obvious, but we don't want any churn. So we want to make sure that we're getting them results. So the client fulfillment side of things is what we're going to be ultra focused on as well. So you have a snapshot of the retail setup, which is the AI caller that actually calls these clients and we want to make sure that that's dialed in to actually get these clients results, so they
Okay.
don't leave us. So we can actually continue to grow and focus on putting more money into client acquisition, but also maintaining good results for our clients.
That's been a big thing we've seen as well in our agency. Because like for myself, it's hard. You get in a hamster wheel when you constantly have to acquire new clients every month, or clients don't stay. They just churn, churn,
Right.
churn, churn. You're constantly in this hamster wheel. And agency games kind of like it's very easy to hit a cap at a certain point, because if your churn is 20%, for example, like, and you're closing 100 clients a month, you have to close 20 new clients every single month to just stay where you're at, right?
Exactly.
Or like whatever the math is. That's simple math, but of course you can reduce that down to whatever size, I guess, of viewers watching this or you're at. But 100%. So keeping results good. I know you've probably heard the 10-hour course. I was like a broken record, but I'm just like, you've got to have clients to get results. Like, it's not going to happen with one client. Like, you've got to have hard conversations. Like, this is, I've really never heard anyone on YouTube even say this, but like, you're going to have clients that are going to refund. You're going to have clients that are going to be pissed. You're going to have clients that are going to dispute your payments. It's all a part of the game. Like, people, they neglect that side of business. They don't talk about it because it's not fun. And it's the hard side of business where it can keep you up at night. But that's the time where you got to push through it. You got to learn. You got to, go through that phase. And then that's what makes your product better at the end of the day. Like, it doesn't just happen through getting no feedback or, I guess people giving you their honest thoughts, So good for you for thinking the lens of getting good results, and obviously knowing it takes data to get that. So on your ads side of things, are you going to start spending, you're saying you're reinvesting, are you going to spend like $50, $30, $100 a day? What are you planning on spending in ads to start scaling?
Yeah, right now, $50 a day. Would love to get to $100 a day as soon as possible. I'd probably say within the next 2 months.
Okay.
But as of right now, we're spending $50.
Cool. Yeah, that's good. Gotcha. So $100 a day. And across that, how many clients are you wanting to close every month through that?
1 to 2 through $50 a day. If we're spending $100 a day, $3,000 ad spend, hopefully 2 to 3, and then just up from there. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So it's like a snowball, and then you consistently just put more back in. Well, cool.
Yep.
Well, all this makes sense. I mean, you're on the right path. Of course, I'm going to help you out a little bit where I can to kind of just guide you the right direction. But I want to kind of spend the last little bit of this kind of, I guess, talk we have here, and maybe talk about more so the beginner or someone who's watching this who might even be in the agency space, who's at 2, 3, 4, 5K a month, or maybe at 0. They're kind of just starting up, because that is probably a lot of people watching. What do you have to say to those people who are watching that are kind of still getting off the ground? Like, you're still getting off the ground as well, but you're moving very fast. Like, you're progressing super, super quick. What would you say to those people who are just getting started, just looking at things, when it comes to like the mindset stuff too? Like, talk about that and what that's been like for you.
No, absolutely. I would tell them, like, starting any agency or any business, like, it's super exciting at first. You find this new model, you find someone like yourself that, provides all this great value, and you're super excited to get into it, and then you start, feeling the reality, and it's extremely difficult. And I would say, if you do this every single day for the next 8 months, like, you're already going to be within the 1% of people that are doing it, because everyone tries it for like a month and then quits because it's hard. If you just continue to do it, like, something will click along the way, and you'll hit an inflection point, and like, you'll start actually seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. So I would say, honestly, just stick with it. Like, as cliche as it is, like, just stick with it and watch Carson's videos. And if you just do what Carson says, you're gonna find a way. So I would say, have realistic expectations and just continue working your ass off every day.
Yeah, that was the thing for me. Is like, I remember I closed my first ever real estate agent client. I know I think I showed it on YouTube as well, but it was for like $250 or $300 for like a 3-week service. This was back in 2023, I think, or just maybe 2022. I think it was 2023. And when I got that first payment, I was coming off of 7 months of no sales calls, no results, literally 0, like absolutely 0. And that first payment I got is what fueled all the rest of the payments. And I still feel like to this day, that first payment is that was more, I was more happy in that moment than I am to get like a $15,000, $30,000 payment today. Like it sounds stupid, but like that's the little hit of kind of almost like motivation or like, light at the end of the tunnel you see to go through with it. And I know obviously it's been similar for you because you've been, recently you've been seeing that kind of success and you've been obviously working harder ever since you probably got that. So, sticking with it, that's huge. Any last words, and piece of advice? I know you gave your sticking in the game, but like on the business side of things, is there something you did that you feel like a lot of people don't? Like step one is you started posting and you got my attention. Like I said earlier, like to be clear, you are not my mastermind. You have not paid me $1. I literally just found you on LinkedIn one day and I said, I just kept seeing you day in, and you never skipped a day, I don't think. And I was just like, here, let me reach out. Let me give this guy a quick call. Cause I sometimes, like I said, I sometimes do that. But what was it for you? You think you've done well that other people haven't besides sticking in the game?
Yeah, it's a great question. One, honestly, just finding a mentor, like whether it's paid or not. And like you said, I haven't paid you anything, but it feels like you've been my mentor. I watch all your videos and everything you put out. Honestly, like I wouldn't say I do too much differently as long as, you work every single day at it. I will say this too. If you can get a client for free, do it and make all your mistakes as fast as you can. I would honestly say as weird as it sounds, like try to fail as fast as possible. Like you want to make all your mistakes, fail, learn, get a client for free so you can figure out meta ads as fast as possible, how these funnels work. And then before you know it, like they can become a paying customer down the road as well. So I would say, just stick with it, fail as fast as possible and find a mentor like yourself.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I've spent well over 6 figures on mentors and there's always something I get, like whether it's the super small connection, like I've met my business partner through, a program, but honestly, I didn't think the program itself or anything else was good other than just being my business partner, but that made everything worth it. Like I think, finding the right people is super important. Obviously, I think you've done a good job of that and I appreciate the kind words. Where do they want to find you? If anyone wanted to reach you, Ethan, or just look at your stuff. I know obviously I mentioned LinkedIn. Maybe is LinkedIn the big platform you would say you're on if anyone wanted to reach you?
Yeah, just LinkedIn or ethan.p.thompson on Instagram. Hit me up on those platforms. Post every single day, documenting my journey. So I'm in the same starving business owner industry as you guys. So like you can watch my process there and talk with me.
Heck yeah. Yeah, maybe if there's people that are in the same boat as you, they'll reach out and you can meet some new people. But Ethan, it was good to chat with you here. And obviously I think you're going to do obviously amazing and crush it. But it was good to chat. And hopefully all the viewers watching this got some value out of it. And Ethan, we'll speak soon, man.
Thank you, Carson. Appreciate it.
Peace, bro.
Take care.